this thing started right here. What's up, people? It's your man Urban Love reporting live and direct from the Urban Mobile. Just watched the second game down in China between the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this real, nonchalantly. I'm just going to say it. Okay, look, before we get bent out of shape, or before we have the outsiders come in and try to destroy what's going on inside, we're not going to have that. Now, the Nets beat the crap out the Lakers, but keep this in mind: the second half was basically the Lakers bench. Frank Vogel most likely is just trying to see, different lineups that put out there and see what works. And also, you guys got to keep in mind, I already said this before about the Brooklyn Nets. One thing about me is I'm not a biased fan. I love NBA. NBA is like one of my best sports out of all the sports. And that's right now is the only thing I really watch. I'm going to get back into hockey too, because hockey still have old history relevance about it. It still plays similar to what it's been playing for over the last 30 years I've been watching it, here and there. But anyway, going back to basketball, one thing I'm going to say is this. Before we make assumptions and stuff like that, keep in mind we do have an injury roster. Just like the Nets have an injury couple players as well. Matter of fact, their main two stars were Kyrie and Kevin Durant. Now, with that being said, I'm not making excuses for the loss. At the end of the day, it is preseason. The Brooklyn Nets just came to play. Now, a lot of people say, well, we played their star players against our second unit or third unit, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. This is still the NBA. It's preseason. Whether you lost or win, the thing is that when players get on that floor, they still got to play to their highest potential, because you got to remember, there are such things as roster cuts. And some players might not make the roster. So at the end of the day, you got to play your heart out. When you're on that floor, you got to play. When you get in that playing time, when your stars like Anthony Davis and LeBron James are sitting out for the whole second half, you got to come play. Simple as that. You can't make excuses. You can't be lollygagging or just missing assignments or miscommunication, which the Lakers were doing almost, between the third and up to the last quarter. Last thing they did in the previous game before that, which was not guarding the perimeter. When you're not guarding the perimeter, when guys run out there to try to guard, either they're hitting the shots or they're making an inside pass to the center. Almost similar to what we did last year, but Luke Walton. But I'm not faulting Vogel only because he's new. He's the new coach. He's trying to figure out what works. So out of respect to him, and this is the preseason, I'm not going to go hard. Now, Anthony Davis, I think he sprung his thumb or something like that. That's my biggest problem. Always going to be my biggest problem is that I'm always on watch with Anthony Davis and his health. Not so much LeBron James. LeBron James' growing situation was the first time in history, if I'm not mistaken, that he had a serious injury like that. But as for Anthony Davis, he is known to be injured. And this is where I have a problem with. But if Kuzma come back, it shouldn't be so bad, because we got a nice little nucleus of players around that can basically hold off in case Anthony Davis does get injured. And I'm hoping and praying that he doesn't get injured, because I would like to see him at least play 70-something games this season with the Lakers. Now, I think that at the end of the day, this is the main reason why I say that you got to put the best players out there on the floor to get a good lead and have a nice little squad of players coming off the bench to continue to push that lead. This is why I say that Rondo should come off the bench. If for somebody that says that, like DeAndre Page, for example, no, he need to start, I say I beg to differ. He need to come off the bench, because you don't have no quality players to run that offense coming off the bench. Now, keep in mind, we do have Dudley, Cook, Kuzma, probably three of our top players that are going to be coming off the bench that are out. Now, Cook, I don't know how the role might go. I don't know if they're going to start Rondo, which personally, I wouldn't start Rondo. Like I said before, it'd be LeBron James, Avery Bradley, Danny Green, and KCP in that type of rotation, as in my 1 and 3. That's what I would do, only because you give LeBron James, once again, you give him more opportunities to make his game much easier when you got shooters around him and you got two big guys. Now, I know the Lakers didn't start JaVale McGee this game, and I guess, like I said, they were trying to see how things work with the small ball with Anthony Davis at the center spot. And it wasn't too bad, but they never really got a serious lead, with that team. And keep this in mind, even though it's preseason, you're looking at Rondo, Bradley, Green, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James against the Brooklyn Nets starting five lineup, or whatever you want to call it, based on the fact that there will be no Kevin Durant in there. Now, Kyrie going to be in and out based on his health and his injuries and stuff like that, but you're still looking at their starting five against what could be our projected semi-starting five, and just throw JaVale McGee in the insert. But anyway, with LeBron James and Anthony Davis out there, you still should think that the Lakers could pull away from that starting five or whatever they put out there, but they didn't. They basically managed to just stay in the game. And then once LeBron and Anthony Davis went out, it just got away. That was it. So at the end of the day, I know it's preseason, but you still wanna build that momentum going into the regular season. If it doesn't we can't sit and keep making excuses. Like I said, it's only 2 games. I mean, this is the 3rd game. I'm sorry, it's their 3rd game. We can't make excuses. We see what we see, but let's hold off a little bit and just wait and see what goes on. But I'm always going to say that Rondo need to come off the bench. Him with Dwight Howard, and depending on where Kuzma play, I don't know if he's going to be starting or come off the bench. I don't know. Me personally, I would bring Kuzma off the bench to give them that extra firepower they need coming off their bench. Somebody who can give you 18 points. While LeBron and Anthony Davis sitting down. Only reason why, because you still got to monitor Anthony Davis. You got to monitor his history of injuries. So if you can get somebody like Kuzma to come off the bench with Rondo playing against the other team's second unit or whatever it may be, you have a chance to really rest Anthony Davis for a long period of time if Kuzma and Rondo and Dwight Howard can actually get on the lead and get it going. Because that way it gives LeBron James rest, it get Anthony Davis rest, it even get JaVale McGee rest based on his health condition as well. So you got to think about all the scenarios of what the Lakers can do going forward. Now that second unit, like I said before, the biggest thing is that they weren't motivated. If you look at the game, I don't know if a lot of people watch the game, but I watched it on Facebook. Somebody posted in one of our groups on Facebook, and I watched it on there. But if you watch the game, you can see that they just wasn't really motivated or pumped to really get out there and go. Now, the baby Greek freak, he looked pretty good, man. I mean, he got the chance to play, looked pretty good. Get away from me. Get out of here. Anyway, man, flies. Always trying to slide up when he try to make a video. Candy flies all over me. It's a damn. Oh, sorry. Damn, fly in my mouth. Now my mouth tastes like hand sanitizer. I don't care. Gotta get it out. Woo! Woo! I just got Rick Rolled in my own car. Anyway, like I was saying, with the starting lineup, I will always go, and I'm going to talk about this more and more often because I really want people to understand and realize that the starting lineup that I prefer is JaVale McGee, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, A.B. Bradley, and Danny Green. Only because it gives you more opportunity when it comes to spreading the floor better. And then you got Rondo, Dwight Howard, Kuzma, and you can go be with KCP, Alex Caruso, Dudley. You can really mix it up. We have a lot of different weapons, and I know a lot of people say, well, they got blown out by the Nets. Oh my gosh! So what about the sending the warning shots at everybody across the league? Can we beat the Golden State Warriors? Personally, I'm gonna tell you like this: it's the preseason. It doesn't matter. It's the preseason, and that's what people need to understand and realize. When it's the preseason, most coaches who are new to a team, they like to see what gels, what works. All right. Let's be honest. It's the preseason. If they really wanted to, they could have put LeBron James in, and I don't know if Anthony Davis came back, but they could have put LeBron James back into the game, and it would have been a different outcome. Not saying they would have won, but it's the preseason. It doesn't matter. The whole point is that you're trying to see what works, simply put. But like I said, the starting 5 is what I named. After that, you can do however you want to do with that second unit, because as long as you got Kuzma, Rondo, and Dwight Howard in the mix coming off that bench, and whoever you want to put around it, it's going to work, simply put. I love Vogel. I love his ideal of how he runs the offense. Biggest thing, like I said before, is going to see where the defense sets up at with these new players and how they adjust and all that. But let's be honest, if this is a ranking season, where it really counts, do you really think that LeBron James be sitting on the bench? Come on, y'all. Stop this. It's preseason. Come on, let's get our minds right. Anyway, it's your man, Urban Lover. Like, share, subscribe, get in the comment section, tell me what y'all think. My car is polluted with flies right now. I think I might have took a dump in my seat. I'm just joking with y'all. Y'all take care. Have a blessed one. Love y'all guys. And always, thank y'all for the support, man. Even when I haven't made videos in like, 3 months? Thank y'all for the support, man. I got a lot of things going on, trying to knock things out because I want to get that podcast going. And most High is willing, I'm going to get that podcast up. Y'all take care. Have a blessed one.